Is $3 million enough to retire? Here's the reason why that's the wrong question. Because the right question is your $3 million built to survive contact with reality? I get asked some version of this question constantly, and the honest answer is that the number alone tells you almost nothing. $3 million is not an outcome. It's just raw source material. What determines whether it works is entirely how that $3 million is structured. Now, before I break it down, if this is at all useful, hit the like and subscribe button. Let's get back to the math. Here is where that thinking usually starts. You take $3 million, apply a standard 4% withdrawal rate, and you land on $120,000 a year. Sounds real. Sounds like the math actually works. But that's not what lands in your bank account. So let me introduce you to two different versions of exactly the same $3 million and what different structure looks like. Let's meet Gordon and Carol, 62 and 60, and they are both recently retired with $3 million evenly between them. $2.4 million of that is sitting in a traditional IRA, taxed as ordinary income the moment it comes out, just like their salary and wages were. If their effective tax rate at retirement runs around 22%, that $2.4 million behaves less like $2.4 million and more like $1.9 million once the IRS takes its share. If you started to add in required minimum distributions a few years down the road, pushing them into a higher tax bracket, and what happens is that the gap between what they need and what they have widens, not narrows. Now, let's meet a second couple with exactly the same $3 million number, same total balance, same market returns, except this time a meaningful chunk already sits in Roth IRA accounts and a taxable brokerage account alongside the traditional IRA. Same $3 million, right? This couple, though, keeps significantly more of every dollar that they withdraw because they can pull income from whichever account creates the least amount of tax in any given year. So it's the same number in the statement, but two entirely different retirements. Let's talk about spending, because it matters just as much as the tax bill. A household spending $95,000 a year with their mortgage paid off and sitting comfortably on $3 million are, in fact, sitting pretty comfortably. But a household spending $180,000 a year with two properties and heavy travel is working with a much tighter and thinner margin on exactly the identical balance. So the portfolio didn't change, but the lifestyle did. And that's the piece that nobody wants to run on the actual numbers. Finally, there's the timing. A market drop of 15% in year one of retirement, right as the withdrawals begin, compounds very differently than that same drop landing 10 years into their retirement. So this is why we build guardrails from day one for all the clients that we help with retirement. And what those are a predetermined rule for adjusting your spending or withdrawals up or down as the portfolio moves, capped so that a downturn never really cuts your lifestyle by more than roughly 12%, decided in advance but not improvised at the moment. Now, those figures are purely illustrative. They're not a projection or a guarantee for you or any individual because every situation differs based on your account structure, spending, and the market conditions. But let's get back to the original question. Is $3 million enough? And the answer is, it can be. For plenty of people, it's genuinely more than enough. But the honest answer depends on where the money sits, what bracket it's taxed at when you withdraw it, what you actually spend every year, and whether or not you've got a rule in place for the years that the market just simply doesn't cooperate. That's a very different question than the one that everyone starts with, and it's the one that actually determines the outcome. We had a conversation with Gordon afterwards, and he said it best after we had walked through both versions side by side. He said, I thought the number, the $3 million, was the answer. It turns out that the number was just the very first question. So if you're sitting on a number like this, $3 million, somewhere close to it, and you're not fully sure whether it's built to hold up, those are exactly the kinds of questions that we have scheduled a Great Life meeting and designed it to answer. Now, this is not a sales pitch. It's going to be our team sitting down with you, account by account, question by question, showing you exactly where you stand and what your picture looks like. If you'd like one of these, set it up at palantewealth.com. We'll see you there.